What's up, gang? I want to do this quick video on how to trade news, economic events, like the FOMC and NFP. Right now we're 5:58 Wednesday, PST time. We got NFP numbers already hit, preliminary. We got the real ones on Friday. Got job openings at 10. And got the most important thing, Powell speaking at 1:30 EST. So I wanted to show y'all how to properly prepare and trade for news. I wanted y'all to kind of see what happened last time, the last few economic events we had. So we go back to October 13th. We dropped CPI data. All right. So right here, we dropped CPI data. Right before the drop, you can see 15. What do we have? Crazy weird candle. Shoots up. Takes out all this buy side liquidity, all this liquidity, all these highs, whatever you want to call it. Grabs all of that. To aggressively sell it down. And this was at 5:30 a.m. Chop around a little, reverse is strong. We hit a low of about 35.13 to a high at the end of the day at about 12:31 my time, 36.97. So you had the option for futures. You could have got the short reversal. It's 100 points that way. And then with options, we could trade at 6:30. We got almost 200 points that way. That's why we're saying I need 200 points. Same thing happens when we zoom out a little. We look for the next event. Boom. NFP, non-farm payroll numbers. So that's actually what we just had right now. What do we do? High. What do we do? We run the highs. So we didn't run this high, but we ran all this high. All this is stops. What happens? Aggressively buy up, sell down. 1 15-minute candle, and then in an hour straight, we do this huge plunge. And this was the whole day, basically. This was, I think, off of open. 143 points about. So I'm sorry, this was midday, 11:30. Let's keep going. This was the worst one. This was CPI, what was it? On the 10th. Everybody remembers this one 2 weeks ago. We chopped around for 2 days. We made these lows, and you can see actually right here, there were lows that were getting, even on this small time frame ran, that people probably thought were protected. We kept running through. Even on the small time frame, there were lows. This purple line is the point of control. You notice this level was highly reactive to price. Every time we touched it, we flew up or down hundreds of points. So you can tell that's a level they were already looking to use. What happens? Data drops. What do we do? Run this low. So all these people thought they were safe, that they were getting in. Think about people who bought calls or were sitting and they had their stops below. You know, people here, oh, I'm safe, it's not going to violate this low. I won't violate this low. They push it down to break all of these lows, just to reverse it and leave them. So this is at 5:30. This is before open. I remember this when I was trying to catch it, but we did this literally in a 1 minute candle. So even though this is 15, this really happened in about 1 minute flat. That was 100 points right there, or 10 points on the SPY, 10, 11 points on the SPY. We go from that low, we keep going. Here's the open at about 6:30 my time. We push all the way up. So 37.66 to 39.65, almost 200 whole points. So that's what I'm saying. Like I need 200 points because I'm trying to play the reaction to the news. So the safest way to play news is to not trade in front of it and to wait for the news announcement and to try and be behind the news. But at the same time, look for levels, highs and significant highs and lows that they could try and run price to. So like right now, I actually have a trade going off of the news that I had kind of forecasted because I saw this level was of interest because I saw they were taking buys here and it looked like a manipulated area. We did a can, ran it up, slight order block imbalance level, pushing down to sell side. But when I zoom out, I can see there's much bigger levels like here, level here. There's this order block and there's these lows. Actually, let me highlight some of these lows because when he starts speaking, we're going to know. So what happens a lot of times is before he speaks, price tends to move really aggressively. So you'll see like a 15-minute candle. It's going to just freak out and do like quadruple its ATR. That's when you know you should chill and wait for the reaction. Usually what happens, price is going to drive hard one way. Aggressively, it's going to be very obvious. And then it's going to hit whatever level. And then it's going to puke or pump. So they can sell it off, bring it back, have a high up here. It hits, he starts speaking and could tank it. Or the opposite could happen. They can drive it down like they're continually doing, keep it low, sell it low. He says some bullish news and pump it like insanely. But just know, usually when the market it's gonna, once it chooses that direction, it's gonna stay in that direction. There's not even a usually, because now you're on the buy with them. Even though you're not the origin of their original trade, you're with the majority of their momentum. So you're kind of like a part of their final or bigger move. So, and when I say they, I mean, the people with the big money, the institutions. So that's how I plan to play news today. And that's usually how I try to play it. I just want to do that so y'all can have a little bit of guidance and understand what I was talking about. Peace.